What's up with it, man? It's White Boy Lockdown Radio, back with another one. Make sure to check the description for all ways to donate, all social media, all that, and smash the join members, man. And don't forget to smash the like button. Smash the damn like button. It's right there in front of you. Just smash it. Smash it. Smash it. All right, man, look. Masons. Don't got a lot to say about them. I don't. Been to prison twice, in and out of jail a million times. Never came across a lot of Masons. When you're inside a prison, everybody tries to be something. Everybody's a part of something. Everybody is in something. I used to have a saying, Cadillac on 26s. When you're inside a prison, everybody was the dope boy out there with the Cadillac on the 26s. You're cased up, you're locked up, you're confined, right? So you're in this blue uniform, and you don't know anything about the next man. He's got the same uniform on as you do. Maybe the amount of time that you have versus him is different, but he could tell you whatever. And trust me, the lies are crazy inside of prison and jail. You will have the best laughs of your life breaking down people's lies as they're trying to tell you something that they're not, okay? But the saying was Cadillac on 26s. I used to say it to everyone and all the time in there because, everybody was the dude out there selling the dope. Everybody had the Cadillac Escalade on 26s with the Bannon system in there. Nobody was the baser. Nobody was the junkie. I kind of find that hard to believe. And when you do your research and you start deciphering down the stories, 90% of the time, everyone's the baser. Especially when the dude that said he was the dope boy out there with the Cadillac on 26. No, I'm saying no, man, I had the sack, man. No, Tamika had that check. When he's been doing this for months and years, and then his dope boy comes in the same camp, and he's like, man, that dude's a baser. He used to sell rocks every Friday. We got his welfare check. It's comical, right? It's comical. But what I'm getting at is everybody's a part of something. Everybody has to be something. Everybody's in something. And one positive thing you could take from doing time away is you will be able to read a person good. You can be able to, it's very hard to explain. You just have the ability to read people well because you are confined and pushed in with a whole bunch of people, and you have to, if you believe everything that's going on, then you're just a sucker. So you have to start, breaking this stuff down. And it doesn't matter how you start breaking it down. It could be you caught somebody in a lie, or you really went for a lie and somebody was like, man, that's not how it was going down. I know that dude, this and that. So you follow what I'm saying, all right? Sure, there's a lot of people in prison that maybe claim that they're a Mason, but again, I only met one dude. He's a black dude, man. He's at Orlando area. He had 10 years left when I got out. All right, I don't know. He's probably got about three years left right now. But I'll never forget Mr. Smith, man. He used to sleep by me, right? I probably was in the same dorm with this man for close to 16 months. And, I'm in an open bay dorm, so he's not my roommate, but he's my bunkie, If I'm sleeping here, he's sleeping right here. Open bay, y'all know what it is. But Mr. Smith, man, I used to debate the dude all the time because hey, I'm hard-headed, man. I'm a real hard-headed person. Not afraid to admit that. Very hard-headed. But he was a black dude. He was very educated. He spoke well. He wasn't with the gold teeth. No, I'm talking about, I got the sack, man, with Lil Wayne. Nah, man, Lil Wayne got more money than Young Jeezy. And all those great conversations that I don't miss. He was educated. He got the newspaper. He got USA Today. He got his local think it was Orlando Sentinel or whatever. He got it mailed in. Meat and potatoes, the dude was an educated man, and he said he was a Mason. Now, I used to ride the dude because, listen, man, to my knowledge, Skull and Bones and Masons, right? Those are people that belong to something that have power. And this is just my opinion. I could be wrong. Straighten me in the comments if I'm wrong. But to my knowledge, Skull and Bones and Masons and whatever have you are, they belong to something. For example, if you are in Skull and Bones, or if you are a Mason and you go in front of the judge, it don't matter what your lawyer or what the state's talking about. If you're a part of what he is dropped. Things like that. I remember years ago, I believe, George Bush, the last Bush president we had, I believe he was in Skull and Bones. But anyhow, Mr. Smith said he was a Mason. And again, I used to ride the dude. My thing to him was, the biggest ball-busting thing that I would give to him was, dude, you're not a Mason. If you're a Mason, why didn't you just tell the judge not to give you these 10 years? You're full of shit. And he would get mad, but I would, he slept by me, and I had to, hey, sometimes when you gotta push buttons, man, with people, just to get them away from you, not to be too friendly, you know what I mean? Anybody who's really done time, you know what I'm talking about, okay? But it's all part of your living quarters. But, I would debate the dude for a long time. Like I said, it's either 16, 18 months that we slept right next to each other before we got shipped off or whatever else have you. And, Mr. Smith, man, I'll never forget, he would always try to tell me all types of knowledge, this and that. And hey, look, some of the stuff he used to say, for being a hard-headed dude, he kind of knew what he was talking about. It was mostly political stuff and this and that. But hey, look, man, at the end of the day, I will give a shout out to Florida DOC. And from what I'm about to tell you right quick, when you're incarcerated here in Florida, when you get ready to go home, very close to your release date, they will send you to something called call out. And what they do there is you may need, they won't get you a driver's license, but they will give you a state ID. Okay, a state ID is, you have to have that. It's actually illegal, at least here in Florida. I think it's all around the country. If you get pulled over, and you don't have you have to have some sort of ID to give the police. Okay, even if you're just walking. Okay, so they'll send you for a call out to get the, a state ID. They'll send you to a call out to get you a social security card. They'll send you on a call out to get simple things like that, stuff that you gotta have, okay? Some dudes gotta use the assistance to land in a halfway home if they don't have nowhere to go. They're not just gonna kick you out the door with nothing, okay? Now, hey, that's one shout out to Florida DOC. But I'll never forget, I had a call out to get my social because when I got arrested, the chick that I was with, well, I don't know if it was her or not, but somebody ganked my wallet. My wallet was nowhere to be found. Hey, sorry about that. Literally had a Jehovah's Witness just come to the house. Those people are weirdos, man, like straight weirdos. And I don't care about a mask, but I just told dude he didn't have a mask and a whole bunch of other things I'm not going to say on YouTube. Let's just say they won't be coming back to my house. But anyway, man, when you get out of Florida DOC, you go through a process where they do a lot of things for you. They do a lot of things for you. Simple things, man. Listen, man, I don't know if every institution does it. I have no idea, but big shout out to them. They do it. It was getting to the point where I lost my wallet, like I was saying before this Jehovah's Witness weirdo came, and I had to get where I was at. They weren't doing the licenses. They weren't doing the licenses where I was at, or the ID cards. But I was able to get my social, okay? And I'll tell you what, when you're locked up in the penitentiary, man, even though it was closer to me going home and everything. Look, all you got is a locker. Dudes kick those locks off and go and for honey buns and this and that, and there's all types of fraud. People are in prison for fraud. So talk about putting that thing somewhere secure, you know what I mean? Unreal. You know, I was always sketched. I didn't want anybody to get my social number. But this dude, Mr. Smith, man, we used to always argue and this and that. I would ride him here and there. He told me something, man, I'll never forget. I want to, you know, here is a story, but I want to also, you know, let you guys figure it out. When I came back, you know, he was like, hey, man, you went to your call out? I'm like, yeah, I went to the call out, you know, got 1 foot out the door, this and that. I never tried to rub it in anybody's face because, hey, look, man, there's this one golden rule that you don't do in the chain gang. But he was telling me, asking me what the red numbers mean on the back of the card. And I'm like, man, what are you talking about? You have a social security number and that's it. You know what I mean? He's like, man, there's red numbers. He's like, you have, you know, in a sense, you have 2 socials. I'm like, dude, you know, you were smoking way too much crack on the street and you're doing Tucci in here and, you know, you're still not a Mason. You know, I was riding, whatever. But after count time, man, I went in the locker and peeped at it. And sure enough, man, there is a red set of numbers on the social security number on your card. Hey, look, I never knew it. I only use that thing when I went to get a job or whatever else, you know, proof of whoever you are. Same as you guys. But hey, man, look, he schooled me about what the numbers meant, you know, and man, I urge everybody to figure out what they meant. And he also schooled me on after some time, man, I realized the dude was a Mason. I was busted his balls and everything, but he was a Mason. He schooled me on financial institutions. You know, I never knew that with your social security card, or your number, excuse me, with your social security number, you know, you have a bank. A lot of people don't know that. You have a bank, you know what I mean? And it's a type of thing the government sets up for people that, you know, can't afford maybe to go to the bank, can't afford to, whatever it is, you know, everybody is worth an amount of money, man, is the way that he explained it to me, and it gets pretty crazy, man. I urge everybody, man, to check out, to learn what them red numbers mean on the back of your social, and your worth, who you are, what you are, your worth. You know, you have a bank, not the bank that your paychecks go into. You have a bank, man, and it all revolves around these certain numbers, man. But listen, Masons are some interesting people. Like I said, everybody tries to be something. Everybody's in something. Everybody is a gangster. Everybody, you know, everybody is whatever they ought to be in prison. You know, you have to veer through and decipher, you know, who's real, who's what, and who's really about that. But listen, man, Mr. Smith, a lot of interesting conversations. This whole social security card, you know, with the numbers on the back of it, and him explaining to me about everybody has, you know, their own bank, you know, and it's important to do some research if you don't know it, because I can guarantee you 90% of the people watching this video have no clue what I'm talking about, just as I didn't, just as I was riding this dude. But he was a Mason. You don't see him a lot in prison. I don't care what any of these channels tell you. It's just not gonna happen, man. I believe, you know, Masons are not meant to even to go into prison. You know what I mean? Another thing with the whole skull and bones thing and the secret society and all that stuff, you know, another big talk in the prison system, especially with the young black dudes, this and that. You know, they're always talking about Jay-Z and the Illuminati and this and that. There's numerous books to get passed around. You gotta wait for them and this and that. But whether or not it interests you, I always hated these moronic talks. You know, and just the stupidity levels of these conversations about the Illuminati, there's a big interest for that in the prison system. You know what I mean? Everybody, I used to say this too, man. Everybody is a football analyst. Everybody everybody knows everything in prison, man. But with the whole Illuminati thing, man, it's interesting, man, because yeah, it's a conspiracy theory, this and that. But I heard something on a political channel that I listened to not too long ago, and it was that Illuminati thing is, you know, for a long time, the left has had a strong hold, you know, on minorities and everything else, man. And you know, the Illuminati, man, to break it down, man, people say, you know, you sell your soul to the Illuminati, this and that. You just got look what's happening in Hollywood. Look what's happening in Hollywood. Celebrities will shit on, you know, their moral values, you know, so they're on the good side with cancel culture, this and that. I'm not saying the Illuminati doesn't exist, because I really don't know too much about it, but you know, everything ain't what it is. You know what I mean? The KKK was formed from the Democrats, is formed on the left. But let them tell it. Let them tell it. You know, the worst thing in America right now is a white man, you know, with privilege, or however they word it, whiteness and all this weird shit. You know, conspiracy theories and Illuminati and all that, it's always coming from one side. That one side is pointing the finger at the other side, or they're just too blind or ignorant to really know what's going on. I can guarantee you the Twitter crowd who's calling people racist has no idea that they're in the party that was formed, the KKK was formed from there. What sense does that make? But man, look, it ain't about Illuminati, it's about Masons. You really don't meet a lot of them. You know, that dude, Mr. Smith, shout out to him. He schooled me, man. I'm trying to pass knowledge around to you, man. The banking thing, very hard to explain. You just got to do your research. But the numbers, check them out, man. Hey, look, to the next one, man. It's White Boy Lockdown Radio. Stay out, stay safe, and stay solid, man, always. And thank you, man, to all my subs. Till the next one.